right, so at this point we got two halves of our sphere. We need to join them together. So using the tools at your table, use your serrated rib to score. And then you have to slip both pieces. Slip can be found over by the sink along with brushes. So make sure you grab those. And you want to paint on the slip on both pieces, not just one, both pieces. Be generous with it. And then you're going to go ahead and push them together gently so you're not pushing all of the air out and caving it in. Okay? Then with your finger, you're just going to blend around on your seam. You're going to blend your seam in. Take a second to do that. Okay? We are going to add a coil to reinforce our seam so that it doesn't continue to have a weak spot right here, which would then continue to kind of crack and break. Okay? So now it's together. And now I'm going to take some of my excess clay and I'm going to roll myself a coil. Okay? To roll a coil, I kind of want to start with a little log shape. Starting in the center, we're going to roll out to the edges. Center to the edge. To try to give myself a nice even coil. It needs to fit the whole circumference of my sphere. And we don't want it to be super chunky and fat. We want it to be nice and thin, just like this. Okay? Then I'm going to take my serrated rib and I'm going to scratch all along that seam, because that's where I'm going to join my coil. And then I'm going to also scratch my coil using my serrated rib. Paint on the slip. Paint on the slip. And then I am going to add that coil right onto my seam. If it overlaps, pinch it off. Okay? And then I have kind of a Saturn looking thing. And then I'm going to blend the coil in using my finger very gently in both directions. Okay? Take your time with this step. You don't want to push too hard because this is hollow and it will cave in if you don't take your time with it. When you're all done blending, you'll have something that looks seamless. You shouldn't even know where that seam is. It should be fully smooth and a complete and perfect circle. You might have to manipulate it a little bit to get it back into circular form. Another thing that's good to do is lightly spritz with water, and you can use your sponge to help smooth or your fingers to help smooth. So when we're done, we want to have a perfectly smooth and round cylinder. I mean sphere. Okay. And that is the goal for today. Make sure when you're done, your clay goes in a bag and the extra clay goes in a different bag.